I have the problem of I said what I said. Figure it out. Like, that's my problem, because I think it's so obvious.
Yeah.
But there has been a resurgence of that clip, and a lot of people in the white community are like, we understand, and the black community is also starting to understand, because I didn't say it right the first time. I mean, I said what I said and I meant it, but I didn't explain it the correct way. And you just explained it. As a white person, you don't have to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can say you're Irish, but you don't have to click on or check on a box on a piece of paper, Irish American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that really what it is on it? Like, when you're checking a piece of paper, it would come up as African American. It wouldn't just say like black or white. It'll
say black African American.
Okay.
There's nothing that just says it. We categorize ourselves here.
Yeah.
But when I go overseas, I'm an American.
Interesting. No, that
They
is
don't
so
call me
weird.
African American overseas.
I've never once had to check a box that says German American.
Exactly.
It's never been a thing
it's
for me.
White.
Exactly. Even if you are from another country.
Yeah.
And you're first generation or immediately here, you still just get to check Caucasian white.
Yeah.
It's interesting. When my ancestors' blood is in this soil. It's interesting.
Yeah. How did you handle that? How did you handle that whole situation? Because I
I
can't-
disassociate.
Like, let's
You're
be
not
totally
playing.
I'm not joking. I disassociated. I literally was like, I tried to clean it up again. I did a 23andMe, and I messed up again. I did a Freudian slip, and I was like, I said some crazy stuff, and I got, raked across the coals for that again. And then I just realized I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself. Like, I've been doing that for so long before I got into that chair with Oprah that, me trying to explain who I was and my thoughts on life didn't really go over so well. And I just kind of stayed to myself. But then I chose to be on The View and did it a whole bunch again. And I don't think anything's wrong with it. I just think, again, it's the muscle that I had to learn to do it correctly. You can speak your truth. This is a free country. You just have to be ready for explaining it or over explaining it and making sure that you say it at the right time.
Yeah.
I have a problem of saying things a little early where people are not on that wavelength yet. But my mom woke up. She was like, everybody agrees with you now. Everybody agrees with you now. And I was like, hilarious, because, a white man said he understood.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What was your conversation with your family like in that time? Did they align with you and
No, they were
knowing
mad.
where you're coming from? They were mad.
They were mad that I said it that way. They were like, Raven, you didn't explain it properly. You're African American. I said, I'm black and I'm an American and I have African descent in me. And if you test my blood, I also have American Indian. I also have a lot of other things. And for me to be placed in one box and just call me that for the ease of others, I think is unfair. And they were like, why didn't you say that? I said, because I was nervous. Oprah sitting
You're
in front of
talking
me.
to freaking Oprah.
I had an alaya on.
Yeah.
My hair was done. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And I was young. Like, I'm older now. I figured it out. I don't change my
hard
thoughts.
though. It's so hard to get your words right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have always thought of myself as a pretty well-spoken, articulate person, and I'll hear things back that I've said, and I'm like, Miranda, like, why did you say that? And I think when you understand how people, it's almost like you have to be extremely black and white or extraordinarily vague. You either have to be like, can't leave any room for interpretation on certain subjects, or people will just attach meaning to either end of the spectrum, and then you're just screwed if that wasn't your intention.
I'm actually going to come after you, babes.
Come after me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could say it black, white, or extremely vague, and they'll still come after you because people are bored. And people just want to come after you to come after you.
That is true. People, yes, some people will, but
For your sanity, you need to be
I'm saying,
I understand
or
what you're
maybe
saying.
to give you peace of mind, right? Like if you're asking me a point blank question, and if I am just like, no, I don't want to do that, then I've completed my answer versus I'm not sure. And then someone could be like, do you see how passive she was? Do you see how she clearly wants to, but she couldn't say yes?
Yeah.
Do you see how uncomfortable she was in that moment? It's like, it allows a lot more room for speculation, I guess is what I'm saying.